Hey everyone, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is my part 2 for Simon Hurley's release of his new Lunar pastes. So here they are. This is the Breakup Blue and Love Struck. And I'm also going to be using scrapbook.com's mixed media paper in white and black. This is from Spellbinders. This is the Beautiful Butterflies 3D embossing folder. I'm going to run that through my Platinum 6 die cut machine from Spellbinders. And we're going to start our first card. I've got 2 cards today, and I'm going to show a little bit of blending 2 different ways with the Lunar paste. So here I have my little blender tool with my dome foam from scrapbook.com, and I'm starting with the Breakup Blue. And I'm just blending, and I want to get the color all the way down to the base past the embossed images. And I'm just kind of feeling out how much Lunar paste I need to have. And I'm just going to start by laying down some color, and I'm going to be going back and forth between the 2 colors, really trying to get a blend. Now, with this technique, and when you blend it this thin, because it is going to be thin, it dries super quick. So when I say getting a blend, it's not necessarily blending together unless I lay down kind of a thicker area. It's kind of blending over each other. So I'm just going to work back and forth, and you guys will just see how this process goes. I wasn't quite sure what I was looking for because it was just really kind of an experiment, but I really love how this turned out. This is one of my favorite cards. Now, I did have a video yesterday when the release went live. So if you have not seen that one, definitely go back to that because I have 3 different techniques that I used in that video. So I'm just laying it here. This does not look good, and I wasn't worried yet because I wasn't done. I'm just going to go back and forth with the colors, and I didn't mind that maybe some of the areas might still be a tad bit wet. That was fine with me. Again, for the most part, it wasn't. But I think from this point moving forward, you're going to start to see it come together a little bit. I'm going back into the areas that I already blended with the Lunar paste, and then I start to go over some of the areas of the opposite color. And I think that's where some of the magic kind of comes in. This is going to get even better, you guys. It turned out so pretty. And when you, I think on camera, it's really hard to see how stunning these Lunar pastes are, but it gives it such a beautiful metallic look. I just absolutely love it. And as you can see, I'm kind of dipping in the lid, taking off some of the excess. Down here, right there, I put a little too much on. I thought, oh no, I just ruined it, but I didn't. It worked out fine. I'm deciding what I want to do. I am wiping the excess off on a paper towel. I felt like I was good on the Love Struck, that red there. Now I'm coming in again one more time with the Breakup Blue, and I'm thinking this turned out pretty. And as you can see, when I was wiping it off, it was making it kind of purple because it picked up some of that hadn't dried. But I think that turned out so nice. So I will use my heat tool to just heat set this really quick. But you do want to clean off your foam blender tools really good, and then you can just reuse them because it won't dry hard. But look at how pretty that is. So I am drying this because I'm going to bring in some solar paste, which was from a way older release. So this is not part of the new release. But the Golden Hour solar paste, I'm going to put it on my foam blender brush, and I only want a little bit. I'm tapping some of the excess off onto a paper towel, onto my work surface, because I'm kind of trying to work it into my blender tool. I am very gently going over the top of the raised area. Some of it did get on the background, but it was not a big deal. But I want it to just hit those raised areas. So we're going to be adding more of this paste to our card to make those images stand out a little bit more. So I think you could probably notice by now, having that Golden Hour solar paste, which tends to be a whiter looking paste. Now it has this really pretty background. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so stunning. Okay, for the next background, I'm using the black mixed media paper, and I am using Spellbinders 4-Petal Floral 3D Embossing Folder. I'm going to run that through my die cut machine, and we're going to do the blending a little bit differently, and you guys will see how this turned out. And I definitely want you to tell me which one you liked better. I'm curious to know. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on my work surface. I actually did a little too much. You don't need this much. And I don't want to waste product. I just wasn't sure how much I needed, and so I just plopped it on my work surface. I'm going to take one of my blender tools. I'm going to put a little bit of each color on, and then I'm just going to start blending. And I'm going to just keep going back and forth. What I was hoping for, and I did get it, but then I started to overblend. You can see how the colors mix, and then you have some of the colors not mixed, which was really, really pretty. And I'll be honest, I probably should have just left it here because I think it turned out really, really good. So like right here, I think is where I should have left it alone, because you can get multiple colors. I am not unhappy with the card though. I think it's so super pretty. But what I'm doing different on this, well, a couple things, adding the two colors to the brush, to the foam blender tool. It's not a brush. Then I'm going to take a paper towel once I get my colors exactly where I need it, and I should have left it alone. But as you can see, you're getting a nice good blend of the two colors, and I do think that is pretty. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But now I'm adding a little bit more of that Breakup blue, a little bit more in some areas of the Love Struck. I think it did turn out really, really nice. So now I'm going to take a dry paper towel and just gently brush it off, and you have to do it super quick. So as soon as I was done putting on that last layer, you have to do it quick. I want to bring out some of that detail from the embossing folder, and it will be the black cardstock. So this card, I am taking away some of the color where the first one I added some of the color. Let me show you here in just a second up close, but I'm sure you can see some of that, and I just think it turned out so pretty. I love that. Okay, let's put these two cards together. I'm using some holographic mirror paper from scrapbook.com. I'm die cutting the big love word from the Love You dies. They have a Love You stamp and coordinating die. I'm not using the stamp in this video. I did in my other video. And then I've die cut the shadow piece from black cardstock. And then there's the little U that I'm going to use, and I will die cut that from white cardstock. And that's just going to go over that center area of that 3D embossing folder. So let's trim this down. I want this trimmed down because I will add this to a white A2 size card panel, and that will give it a nice little white mat around the edge. Then for the other card, I'm using the Love You word die. I'm going to die cut this 3 times to give it some dimension when we glue it together. I love this die. I just love this. I don't think I mentioned it in my previous video, but I think it's such a fun die. I trimmed this one down as well. I'm going to adhere this to a white A2 size card base. Both of the cards will be adhered to that. Then I'm going to adhere that holographic mirror cardstock to the black shadow, and my glue lid totally came off. And I was trying not to get a mess everywhere, and luckily I did not, thankfully. So let's add some of this clear glue from scrapbook.com. I'm going to place this right in the center of that shadow. I just love that holographic paper. I think it's way too fun. And then I want to add some foam adhesive strips on the back of this because I want it to be popped up with some dimension. And then we can place that right in the center. And then of course I have that U die, that die cut from white cardstock, and I'm going to adhere that down over the love. And then let's go to our next card. I did use the tweezers because it's such a shiny metallic cardstock. Sometimes even with the liquid glue, it doesn't want to adhere down, but once the liquid glue dries, then it totally stays. So I'm going to adhere these Love You dies together. Like I said, there's 3 of them. I think they're so fun. And there are the insert piece for that heart, I'm actually going to be using that on this card as well. But let me get this last piece together. So the first blending of the Lunar Paste card, that's my favorite. I love how it turned out. I think it's so super pretty. But I would love to, I should try to flip these on different color between the black and the white. Do the first one on black cardstock and the second one on white and see how that turns out too. But I love them both. I think they're both super pretty. Okay, I'm going to add some foam adhesive for that little heart because I want to pop that up in the word love. So I'm using 2 pieces, or I folded over my foam adhesive strips to give me a double, kind of a double adhesive. And then I'm using some pops of color. I'm using sky blue on this card. I think it just is different, a different color, so it pops off the back. And then for the other one, I am using pops of color in Flamingo. And that soft pink really stands out. I think it's very, very pretty. And then we can take a look at these up close here in just a second so we can really see what that Lunar Paste looks like. It is stunning. I love seeing that black cardstock pop through. It's so, so pretty. I love that. And then this one, I just think the colors blended so nicely. Maybe because it was on the white cardstock, I'm not sure, but I just think it turned out so, so pretty. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed these projects. And if you need to, go check that other video and have a wonderful day. Bye.